Have you ever caught yourself sitting longer than you used to? Maybe looking out the window, remembering the days when your legs carried you everywhere with ease? It starts quietly. Stairs feel steeper, walks shorter, and getting up from your favorite chair takes just a little more effort. Maybe you've said to yourself, I'm just slowing down. It's part of aging. But what if I told you, slowing down doesn't have to mean giving up? You see, after 60, and especially into our 70s and 80s, many of us believe that if we can't move like we used to, our only option is to accept decline. But the truth is, even if walking becomes harder, there are simple things you can do instead that protect your strength, your balance, and your independence, without wearing yourself out or signing up for something extreme. In this video, I want to share with you 5 gentle yet powerful things you can start doing right now, even if your steps have gotten fewer. These aren't exercises or routines that require you to push through pain. They're thoughtful daily practices that restore your body, lift your energy, and remind you what it feels like to live with strength and grace. Stick with me until the end, because the last 2 tips are often overlooked, yet they hold the key to feeling vibrant again. And hey, if this message speaks to you, leave me a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. If not, leave a 0. Your feedback helps shape every future video. Now, shall we begin? 1. Sleep well. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep doesn't come as easily as it used to? You're not alone. For many people in their 60s, 70s, or 80s, sleep becomes more fragile. What once felt so simple, closing your eyes and drifting off, now feels like a puzzle with missing pieces. But here's the truth. Growing older doesn't mean you have to settle for restless nights. On the contrary, it's more important than ever to protect your sleep, not just for comfort, but for your health, your energy, and your peace of mind. When we sleep, something miraculous happens. Deep inside, our cells begin to repair. Our immune system strengthens, our heart gets to rest, and our brain quietly and efficiently processes thoughts, stores memories, and restores emotional balance. Sleep is not just rest, it is healing. Yet when sleep is disrupted, the effects are subtle but powerful. You might feel more forgetful. Little things frustrate you more than they used to. Your energy dips midday, and you find yourself less patient, less steady, less like yourself. It's not a weakness. It's simply your body asking for care. And let me say this gently. Poor sleep isn't something you have to accept. You have more control than you think. Not through medication or drastic changes, but through small, meaningful shifts in how you prepare your body and your mind for rest. Start with your environment. Your bedroom should be your sanctuary. Make it calm, quiet, and cool. Dim the lights an hour before bed. If you enjoy soft music, play something gentle. If candles bring you peace, light one, but safely. Your senses matter more than you realize in setting the tone for a peaceful night. Next, consider your evening routine. Just like a child needs winding down before bed, so do we, perhaps now more than ever. Try a warm bath or a gentle foot soak. Write down your thoughts in a small notebook to ease a busy mind. Or simply sit in the stillness for a few moments, letting your breathing slow and your shoulders relax. And here's a crucial piece of advice I hope you'll take to heart. Avoid screens before bed. The glow from your phone, your TV, or your tablet might seem harmless, even comforting, but that blue light interferes with your brain's natural rhythm. It tells your body it's still daytime, making it harder for melatonin, the sleep hormone, to do its job. Instead of scrolling or watching late-night news, try something different. Read a few pages from a calming book. Sip on warm herbal tea. Sit by the window and watch the sky darken. These simple acts send a message to your body. It's time to rest, to let go, to heal. For those who wake up frequently in the night, don't panic. Sometimes it's your body asking for a bit of attention. Not noise, not stimulation, but care. If you can't fall back asleep, stay calm. Breathe deeply. Remind yourself you are safe. Often, it's the worry about not sleeping that keeps us awake more than the sleep itself. And perhaps most importantly, be kind to yourself. Don't judge your sleep like it's a test you failed. Each night is a new chance to try again, to listen to your body, and to honor its needs with gentleness. Many people think that sleep is something passive, that we just lie down and hope for the best. But sleep is something we prepare for, like planting a garden. You water it, protect it, and give it what it needs. And slowly, the beauty returns. If you're reading this and thinking, it's too late for me, I want you to hear this clearly. It is never too late to sleep better. Never too late to care for yourself. Never too late to feel restored when you wake. Good sleep isn't about being lucky. It's about being intentional. And you deserve it. Every peaceful night, every clear morning, every deep breath. Because this life, your life, is still unfolding. And each restful night is a gift you give to tomorrow. 2. Don't stay still. Let me ask you something simple but important. Have you ever stopped to think about how much time you spend sitting each day? Not just when you're resting, but through meals, watching TV, reading, or simply sitting because it feels easier than standing. It happens so quietly. One moment you're just taking a break, and before you know it, hours have passed. Now rest is important. We've earned it. But too much stillness, especially as we grow older, can quietly become a threat. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because the human body, even at 70 or 80, was never meant to stay still for so long. You see, movement isn't just for the young. It's not about lifting weights or running marathons. It's about staying alive, fully, freely, and independently. The less you move, the more your muscles forget how. The more you sit, the harder it becomes to stand. It sneaks up on us, doesn't it? At first, it's just a little stiffness, then maybe a little struggle to get up from the couch. Then one day, something simple like bending over to tie your shoes feels like a challenge. That's not weakness. That's just what happens when we stop asking our bodies to move. And here's the hard truth no one likes to say out loud. The longer we sit, the more we invite things we never asked for. Poor circulation, aching joints, weaker muscles, slower reflexes. Even our heart and brain begin to feel the effects. Without regular movement, blood flow slows, energy dips, and our moods follow right behind. But that's not where your story has to end. You don't have to accept that shrinking world of limited motion. You don't need to surrender your independence. You can still take back control, and it doesn't start with a gym membership. It starts with one small decision to stand up. That's right. One simple act, standing up more often, can change your life in ways you didn't expect. It improves blood flow. It keeps your joints engaged. It reminds your body that you still need it. And when your body feels needed, it responds. Start small. Every hour, stand and stretch for a minute. Walk around your home during TV commercials. March gently in place while waiting for the microwave to finish. These things may feel insignificant, but I promise they're not. They add up, and they count. And if going outside feels possible, take a slow stroll to your mailbox or the end of the block. Don't worry about speed or distance. Worry about momentum. Because in movement, there is healing, there is dignity, there is power. One of my neighbors, Mr. Halverson, 82 years old, used to tell me he felt like his legs were made of stone. He had stopped walking during the winter, and by spring, even standing felt like a chore. But he made a promise to himself. I'll move just a little each day. He started by walking from the kitchen to the front door 3 times a day. That's it. No big plan. No fancy routine. But within weeks, he was moving with more ease. His steps became steadier. His balance improved. And most importantly, his confidence returned. Because when you move, you're not just helping your body. You're reminding your mind that you are still in control. Staying active isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. And it's about honoring the body you live in, even when it moves slower than it used to. Every stretch, every step, every small movement is an investment in your independence, your health, and your future freedom. So, my friend, the next time you catch yourself sinking into the comfort of stillness, ask yourself gently, what am I giving up in exchange for this moment of ease? Because while sitting feels good now, too much of it can quietly steal the life you worked so hard to build. You don't need to fear aging, you just need to keep moving with it. The world still needs you upright, active, and engaged. And you, You deserve to walk through your days with strength, grace, and freedom. Start today. Stand up. Take a breath. Take a step. And never underestimate what that small act of movement might unlock tomorrow. 3. Get sunlight. Let me ask you something simple. When was the last time you truly felt the sun on your face? Not through a window, not just from the light filling your room, but the real thing, that quiet, warming moment when sunlight kisses your skin, and for just a few seconds, everything feels lighter. Sunlight isn't just something we enjoy, it's something our bodies need, especially as we age. You see, as the years go by, our natural ability to produce vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, starts to decline. This little nutrient plays a big role. It helps keep our bones strong, our muscles steady, and our immune system alert. Without enough of it, we become more prone to falls, aches, joint stiffness, and even a lingering sense of fatigue or low mood. And yet, many of us spend most of our time indoors. We retreat into the safety and comfort of our homes, especially in later years. And it makes sense. The world feels busy, loud, overwhelming. But in seeking comfort, we sometimes forget one of the simplest, most healing habits of all: stepping outside. Getting sunlight doesn't mean you have to garden for hours or walk miles every morning. It can be as simple as standing on your porch for 10 minutes, sitting near a sunny window with your tea, or taking a slow stroll around the block while the sun is still gentle and kind. Even just 10 minutes of sunlight a day can do wonders. It's not just about vitamin D. Sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm, your internal clock, which means better sleep at night and more energy during the day. It lifts your mood naturally, supporting brain chemicals like serotonin. That's why a few quiet moments in the sun can make you feel just a little more alive. I remember my neighbor, Mrs. Clara, 78, quiet, kind, a widow of many years. One winter, she barely left her home. By early spring, she told me she felt like her days had blurred into each other. "I didn't realize how much I missed the sun," she said. That afternoon, we sat on her front steps together, faces turned to the sky. She smiled, not a big smile, but the kind that comes from deep inside. "This," she whispered, "feels like medicine." And it is. Nature's medicine, free, gentle, always waiting for you. The sun doesn't ask anything in return. It just shows up. Every morning, ready to fill you with light if you're willing to meet it halfway. Of course, you should protect your skin with a little sunscreen, especially during midday hours. But don't be afraid of the sun. Our bodies were made for it. And as we get older, the sunlight becomes more important, not less. So the next time you're sitting by the window, feeling tired, heavy, or simply disconnected, consider this. Could a short step outside change the way you feel? Because those few minutes might be the most powerful part of your day. They're not just about health. They're about presence, about reconnecting with the world beyond your walls, about reminding yourself that you are still here, still breathing, still part of something vast and beautiful. Whether it's a stroll through your garden, a quiet moment on your balcony, or simply letting the morning sun hit your face while sipping coffee, it all counts. Let the sunlight warm more than your skin. Let it warm your spirit. You don't need to chase energy in pills or routines. Sometimes all you need is to step into the light. So tomorrow, open the door, step outside, lift your face to the sky, feel that glow wrap around you, like a soft embrace. And in that moment, know this: you're not just taking in sunlight, you're reclaiming your strength, your balance, your joy, one sunlit breath at a time. 4. Simple leg exercises. Let's talk about something many of us quietly notice but rarely say out loud. Our legs just don't feel the same anymore. What used to be effortless, standing up, walking across the room, climbing a few steps, now takes more focus, more effort, and sometimes more courage. A dull ache in the knees, muscles that feel softer than before, and a creeping fear that our independence might slowly slip away. I know that feeling. And if you do too, I want you to know you're not alone. But even more importantly, I want to remind you of something empowering. It doesn't have to stay this way. Just because you've entered your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, doesn't mean strength is behind you. Far from it. Your body may be older, yes, but it's still yours, and it's still capable of change, of growth, and of strength. You don't need to lift heavy weights or join a gym. You don't need to work up a sweat to the point of exhaustion. All you need is to move with intention, just a little bit each day. It might not seem like much, but even a few minutes of simple leg exercises can spark powerful changes over time. It's not about doing more. It's about doing something consistently with care. Try this. The next time you're near a sturdy chair, hold on to it and slowly bend your knees, just slightly. Then come back up. That's a chair-assisted squat. It may feel easy or maybe not. Either way, it's enough to wake up your muscles and remind them they still have work to do. Or while you're watching your favorite TV show, try seated leg lifts. Sit tall, straighten one leg slowly, hold it for a moment, then lower it. Switch sides, that's it. You've just done something kind for your thighs and knees. If you feel ready for a little more, resistance bands are gentle but effective tools. You can wrap one around your thighs and do small side steps or seated pushes. These low-impact moves help reawaken the strength that's been resting within you all along. What matters most isn't how intense the movement is, it's how consistent you are. 5 minutes a day, every day, is far more powerful than 30 minutes once in a while. You're not training for a race. You're building a foundation, one that keeps you steady, mobile, and free. Because yes, it's about muscle, but it's also about your confidence. When your legs are strong, you walk differently. You feel more secure when you get out of bed. You move through your home with less fear of falling. And that's not just physical, that's emotional strength too. I once met Mr. Franklin, a soft-spoken retired teacher in his late 70s. He told me, "I used to dread going down the stairs. One day I started doing leg lifts during commercials. 2 months later, I didn't think twice about those steps." He didn't call it exercise. He called it freedom training, and I think that's exactly what it is. So if your legs have been feeling like strangers lately, weak, stiff, or unreliable, don't give up on them. They haven't given up on you. They're waiting for a little attention, a little encouragement, and a little movement to remind them of their purpose. Give them that. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be done, gently, mindfully, and with love. Because every squat, every lift, every stretch is one step closer to reclaiming your freedom. One step closer to standing taller, moving steadier, and living fully, on your own terms. So today, just begin. One motion, 1 minute, one small act of strength, and tomorrow, do it again. Your legs will thank you, and so will your future. 5. Practice yoga or Tai Chi. With age comes wisdom, yes, but also new challenges. Stiff joints, tight muscles, slower movements. Even the simple act of standing from a chair can sometimes feel like a task. These quiet changes in the body may sneak up on us, and before we know it, we begin to feel like we're slowly losing control over something that once felt so natural. But here's something I wish more people knew. You're not powerless. In fact, there's something incredibly gentle, beautiful, and healing that can help you feel more in control and more connected than you felt in a long time. That something is yoga and Tai Chi. Now, before you stop reading and think, "That's not for me," let me say this. You don't have to be flexible. You don't need perfect balance. You don't even need to be standing. These practices are for everyone, especially those in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Yoga and Tai Chi aren't about performance. They're about presence. Tai Chi is like a slow, graceful dance that flows like water. Every movement is soft, steady, and purposeful. It calms the nervous system, improves circulation, and nurtures balance. Not just in the body, but in the heart and mind. It's like moving meditation, one breath at a time. Yoga, too, is deeply healing. It helps us reconnect with ourselves. Through gentle stretches, breathing, and stillness, it strengthens muscles, improves posture, and brings a deep sense of calm. You don't need a yoga mat or a studio. You only need a quiet space, a few minutes, and the willingness to try. Whether it's seated stretches, standing poses with support, or simple breath work, these small movements can bring big changes. Over time, you may notice less tension, more clarity, better sleep, and a growing sense of peace within yourself. So wherever you are in your journey, remember, it's never too late to begin. Yoga and Tai Chi aren't just practices. They're companions on the path to a steadier, stronger, and more peaceful you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. We've walked through 5 powerful ways to stay strong and vibrant, even when walking becomes a little harder than it used to. From gentle movement to quiet moments of sunlight, to the graceful flow of yoga or Tai Chi, each step is a quiet reminder. Your body still listens, and it still responds to care. You don't need to do everything at once. Just choose one practice, one small thing, and begin. What matters most is that you start. Now, I'd love to hear from you. In just a few words, tell me in the comments, "I'll try this." Let's support one another in this journey. And if this video brought you value, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Only if your heart says so. There's so much more to explore together. In the next video, we'll dive into another beautiful way to care for your mind and body. Until then, stay kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think.